So I broke my phone, so I have to use the camera this way. I just wanted to say that I think Joe Biden handled drug use in America better than Donald Trump did. Donald Trump had a brother who died associated with alcoholism, and it's really evident to me because he also adheres a lot of significance in his political role and government's role to the war on drugs, that he doesn't really understand the refined and sensitive approach that we need in a leader towards drug use. We need it to first be from a position of like therapeutic intervention. And Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth have chosen the criminal route. And I can appreciate being fearful of what drug use does and the introduction of drugs and the dangers. But when you have a hyper response to things out of fear, you don't think as clearly, and then you get situations like Breonna Taylor. I really believe that the war on drugs and the intensity and the emotional fervor in that contributed to that woman dying. I'm not saying that it isn't associated with racism. I definitely think that the war on drugs is a unfortunately covert racist ideology, and because it's so blunt and forceful, it's not sensitive and intervention oriented and therapeutic and person centered. It's object oriented, and I don't care who you are. And then they are vicious and insensitive towards people who use drugs or sell drugs. They don't try to understand these people, and then you inevitably get the overwhelming association and the stereotyping with like black people and the usage of marijuana. And it's to me, the war on drugs is never not going to be something that didn't come from racism, because they look at it like reefer madness, and who introduced, the idea of the word reefer, and what is it? Forget what, that whole culture with using marijuana and all of that, and just the association with black people. And so I think that, I understand that Joe Biden having a son who used drugs is kind of like, well, what kind of parent were you? Do you really understand how to keep us, off of drugs as a country? But I do think that he possesses a more refined and sensitive approach. And it's not a good idea to pick him apart. It's far better to look at Donald Trump and say that his aggressive, angry, defensive posture, which is also very violence oriented. The word war is a violent word. And, you see that it literally is like a war on drugs, and they kill someone like Breonna Taylor because of it. So we need leaders who look at drugs as what they are, which is something people use to cope or to feel good. And you have to try to understand with compassion what drives people to do that. And these types of people like Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth look at compassion as weakness. But without compassion, you're going to see people die for no reason.